Now, regardless of how you feel about politics, the people who love the people that you might hate in politics are not fair game. It is not okay to attack people's partners. And while Twitter loathes Conservatives, and they loathe Scott Morrison, and they have Morrison derangement syndrome, as they had Abbott derangement syndrome and Trump derangement syndrome, apparently because they consider themselves to be better human beings than those they disagree with politically, they can say whatever they want. Now, generally speaking, I try not to focus on what people who are outside of politics have to say, because they have just as much right to an opinion as I do. But when these people are constantly turned to as national treasures and are given nothing but soft media coverage that makes their profile bigger and bigger and bigger, their words have power that fall behind them. Now, the performer Magda Szubanski has been loved by Australians for decades, but she gets pretty dark on Twitter, and she decided to say this about the Prime Minister's wife, Jenny Morrison. I apologise, but here we go. Somebody wrote, "Good morning to everyone else who is feeling creepy, chilling, terrifying, ominous, enraging, despairing, utterly, completely depressing." She writes on top of it, "I genuinely thought that this was a photoshopped Handmaid's Tale meme, where women are kept as slaves. But no, it's 21st century Aussie life. That the Prime Minister's wife is photographed in the same picture as him." And then there's this weird, silly, lefty conspiracy theory that when you just say everything's okay, that somehow this is a white supremacy symbol that the Anti-Defamation League in the United States have said is not a white supremacy thing, which is what's this little hand signal thing? And what she's doing is, of course, just okay. That's what people do. Now, of course, it just could be she was holding her kid's hand, but the idea that there's secret messages being sent through the internet. Richo, this pisses me off, because yes, I like Jenny Morrison, but in the same way that I wouldn't hook into even a politician I hate's partner, these people just get away with it, and they keep being invited on TV shows, a little bit like people who had to leave employment because of bullying issues, who then get reconstructed as people who comment on bullying issues in the Parliament.
Yeah, I think it's pretty sad. I've got the highest regard for Jenny Morrison, and I tell you what, she can look after herself. She's a bright lady, but the idea that there's focus upon her is ridiculous. She is not the target here. She is not the activist. That is her husband, and you can say whatever you like about him because he's fair game, but she's not fair game, and she shouldn't be treated as such.
But also, I mean, this happens so often, Pauline, where the people who disagree with you about ideas, right? Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. They disagree with you about ideas. They think that they are better human beings. So the way that they show off being a better human being than you, or in this case, the Prime Minister's wife, is to say the most dastardly things, that literally she's being kept like a slave in The Handmaid's Tale, or she's sending secret white supremacy signs when she holds her daughter's hand.
It's laughable, Paul. It really is. I let it go over the top of my head like water off a duck's back. Honestly, what these people say or do is just no importance to me whatsoever. Look, I've met Jenny. She's a lovely lady, but it's no official capacity, but just as a down-to-earth woman who attended a function held at my girlfriend's house, and she was a very nice, down-to-earth person. This is how pathetic some people are. And you're right. If they want to have a go at the Prime Minister or myself or anyone like that, leave their family out of it. It's nothing to do with the family. The family didn't stand for politics. They are actually the partner of that person. It's got nothing to do with them. But these pathetic little insignificant people out there, nothing better to do with their time but to nitpick and to say something about just because she's holding the daughter's hand, or white supremacy or slave, is absolutely bloody ridiculous. And some people out there, there are women and there are men who like to spend their time at home with the children. They don't want to have a career. They don't want to go out to work. They're quite happy in the home, looking after the home for their partner and raising their children. There is nothing wrong with that. And if that's what they choose to do with their life, it's their business, not yours.